Okay, VC, this is Chris. I'm back to make another video response to the Gimme 10 thread. This is for 1974. I'm going to start off with this bonus album, which is the 11th of my ones that I'm going to show, but just thought it was interesting. Portsmouth Symphonia, Hallelujah. This is concept of non-professional musicians playing classical music. This was issued on the Antilles label. And it was produced by Brian Eno. He even played clarinet on it. And it had some involvement from other musicians that you might recognize their names. Michael Nyman, he went on to produce some of his own albums. Gavin Bryars, Steve Beresford. So that was just a bonus show. Now the main 10 in no particular order. I'm going to start out with Gene Clark, No Other. He was a singer-songwriter, sort of in the folk country rock vein. They had some strange way to present him on this album. This is on the Elektra label. It's a very good album, just looks a little different than any of the other ones because he comes over more rustic in those. But this was, he'd done several solo albums after he'd left the Byrds. And, this was looks very glammy, even though it's not. And then Todd Rundgren, Utopia, or Todd Rundgren's Utopia. He had left his pop, blue-eyed soul behind, and now had moved on to synthesizers and more of a space rock type showing. This is on Bearsville. And after this, then the band would just be known as Utopia rather than Todd Rundgren's Utopia. And then we switch over to English folk. Steeleye Span, Now We Are Six. This has Maddie Pryor on vocals. This is on the Chrysalis label. Good English folk, which we'll return to. And next we have sort of a concept album. This is Willie Nelson, Phases and Stages. He's got the two sides of the album. One's from the woman's point of view, one's from the man's point of view. Very good country rock, outlaw rock, whatever you want to call it. Willie Nelson on Atlantic. And then back to England. This is solo piano, Stan Tracey, Alone at Wigmore Hall. This one took some tracking down on my part, but I wanted to get, since I like solo piano. He went on to do several albums with Keith Tippett's. So two dueling pianos. This is on Cadillac label. And then we have solo guitar, primarily acoustic. This is Robbie Basho, Zarthus. This is on the Vanguard label, and it has this sort of Maharishi looking character on the front and this sort of psychedelic style. Then following the breakup of the band Family, the vocalist and the guitarist, Roger Chapman and Whitney went on to form a band. This was their initial release, Streetwalkers. I think this is an English pressing on Reprise. After this, then the band was just called Streetwalkers, and then they released several albums. And then sort of Canterbury related, we have Kevin Ayers, The Confessions of Dr. Dream and Other Stories. This has the title song is pretty much takes up one whole side, and then he's got some shorter ones on the other. This is on the Island label, Kevin Ayers. And then the next one is related to Bowie, and then he went out on his own and made his own name. Mick Ronson, he was the guitarist for David Bowie on his middle, or his real famous albums. And then this was Mick Ronson's debut album. It's on the Mainman label, which is related to Bowie. And then he produced one other one, Play Don't Worry, in the following year, and then went on to work with Ian Hunter from Mott the Hoople on a series of albums. And then finally back to English folk. This is Fairport Convention, a Moveable Feast, as it was known in the US and Canada, and I think it was Convention Live elsewhere. But this is on A&M, and Sandy Denny had left Fairport Convention but had returned at this point for this album. It's on the Island label. So there you have it for 1974. So thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone that's commented before, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.